Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to talk again about the interpolation. So there are a lot of kinds of interpolation. We already know about the linear interpolation, then polynomial interpolation, and now we are going to discuss about linear spline interpolation. So we have word spline here. So what the linear spline interpolation is? Okay, so take a look to this table. We have two data, the A data and the B data. And the A data in this column is the X, will be in the X axis. And then the B data can be considered as Y value. And we are going to write down all the B data in the Y axis. And then this is the data. We have four data: 1, 2, 4, and 3. This is for the x1 to 1, the x2 2, the x3 4, and then x4 equals to 3. And then this is when the value of x is 1, then the value of b is 1. When the a 2, then the b 3, and etc. etc. So this is the data we have. This is for the x rows, x column, and then this is for the y column. And then we are going to plot all the data in the Cartesian coordinate. Okay, for the x1 and the y1, 1.1. So the coordinate position will be here. Okay, right? 1 and 1. So 1 and 1. Okay, we move to the second point, 2 and 3, x2, and then the y2 is 3. So 2.3, 2.3 here. Okay, now let's go to the third point, 4.2. Okay, 4.2. Okay, x3 and y3, 4.2. And then the last point, 3.4, 3.4. Okay, right here. Okay, now we have already 4 points in the Cartesian coordinate based on the data we have. Okay, now we are going to make a connection between the dots. Okay, now from the x1, from the point number 1, this is point number 1, to the point number 2. Okay, this is the first point, and then this is the second point. Okay, so from 1.1 to 2.3. So we are going to make line from this to this. Okay. Wait a moment. Okay, like this. Okay, this is the line that connects between first point to the second point. And then we are going to make line that connects between second point to the third point. So from 2.3 to 4.2. So from this point number 2 to the third point here. So we are going to make line from this to this. Okay. Yep, okay. This is our line. Okay, and then the last point, the last line, I mean, that connects between third point to the last point, 4.2 to 3.4. So where is our, okay, this is the third point. Then we're going to make line from this to this. Okay, we're done. Okay, so this is the line, or we can say spline line. So spline, so this is okay. This line is this. This is only the line, but spline is you have some points. Let's say point here, 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 and here, and then you connect all the dots. Let's say you want to make like this, or you can make like this, etc. So there are a lot of possibilities. You can do this, or you can do you can do this. It's okay. It's all spline. Okay. Now we have our spline here. Okay. Now because we are doing interpolation, so we have to uh, when we are learning about interpolation, uh, we can know a specific value of not specific but extra approximate value of certain data by doing some kind of ramalan forecasting, yeah, forecasting, I'm sorry. So let's say we want to know about the value of the value of b. Okay, this is a, and then this is b. Let's say we want to know the value of b when the a is equal to 1.5. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, so 1.5 we will right here. Okay, okay, so 1.5 is here, so 1.5 is in here, but we don't know the value, the approximate value of b. So what can we do? We can just make a line, I'm sorry, make a point like here. This is x, and then we made line here. So after we made line, then we can go to the left. Yep, we get 2. So the value of, so when the value of a is equals to 1.5, because it's a, okay, don't forget a or x, yeah, a or x is equals to 1.5, then the value of p approximately will be 2. Okay, okay, no problem, right? Okay, now we're going to do another thing. Let's say 2.5. Okay, if the value of a is 2.5, then okay, right here 2.5, we are going to find the p value. Okay, we do the same thing again. Okay, right here, then we go to the left. Okay, here, so this is okay, 3, I'm sorry, 2.8. Okay, so 2.8, yeah. So for a 2.5, then the value of p will be 2.8. Okay, we don't have any problem. Okay, now let's say we want to find the value of a when it is 3.5. Okay, 3. Okay, let's do the same thing again. 3.5, 3.5. Okay, we have line here, but we also have line here. So which one is the correct one? This or this? Yeah, so this is confusing. So we don't have enough information. We don't have good approximation. We don't have good interpolation because it's confusing, right? Because we have two. Okay, two. Yeah. So this is why we are going to do linear spline interpolation. Okay, so we have to change this line to become something easier for us to do approximation, because for the point, for the value of a, when the value of a is 3.5, then we don't know the value of b. Okay, okay, now we go back to the data here. 1, 2, 4, 3. Now I want to make this in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 1 because still our x1, and then 2 is still our x2, and then 3 here is x4, but in this case we replace the x3 by 3. So yeah, x3 is 4 actually. In fact, in the real condition, x3 is 4. But this is in the second case, we put 3 for our x3, and then x4 become our, and then 4 is the value of x4, and actually x4 is the value of x3, but in the second case we make 4 as our x4. Okay, now x1 equals to 1, x1 equals to 1, so this is 1, and then x2 equals to 2, this is 3. Okay, x3 3. Okay, so 3 and 4, yeah, and then 4 4 2. Okay, so this is our y1, our y2, our y3, and this is our y4. Okay, now we're going to make in the coordinate again. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and then this is, let's say this is 1 again, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and let's make the point. The first point 1.1, so it will be here. 2.3, 2.3, and then 3.4. The third point 3.4, and then the fourth point is 4 4.2, 4.2. Then we make the line. The first point x1 y1, this is x2 y2, this is x3 y3, and then this is x4 y4. So we'll make a line between the dots. This is for our first line, 1 2, and then 2 3, and then 3 4. And now we're going to, okay, we have another spline again. Okay, this is our second spline, and then this is our first spline, and it's totally different if you compare these two splines. And then we are going to find the value of 3.5. Okay, let's say this is 3.5 here. Okay, when the a equals to 3.5, then the value of p will be, okay, I will make here, okay, here, then yep, 3. Okay, it's done. Okay, so the main idea of linear spline interpolation is we change the x data to be a data that in ordinary form, in the order form. Okay, in the ascending or descending. Ascending mean you start from the smallest and then you end with the biggest. 1 2 3 4. This data is in the order form, but not for this, because 1 2 3 4. Okay, so the main key, the main key that we have to do in the linear spline interpolation, that we have to make the x coordinate, the value of x coordinate will be in the order form. Okay, that's for the theory. Then we are going to example part.